Not only that, MMTs, these half weekly bars are always 100% accurate. It's priced the public transaction in before they get there. It priced in all that whole model. And it's a market maker's model where either markets are going to fail or where markets are going to get made. And basically the public transaction model is where the controller is the market maker who controls the move, gets the public to chase them like they like to do all the time, by the way. And then at times there's time for reversals. So basically this half bar is going to be the key right here. And I'm going to look at those gauges, Pop, MMTs. Let me see if I can get that. All right, so I'm having a problem here. Okay. All right, so we'll deal with that. So half a bar here is the key. The 1257.04 is going to be a point where the S&P closes at 1257.64, and that's this closing, that's this half bar week right here. The 1227 time frame is 1257.04. The 1220 time frame is 1250.45. So if I remain below 1250.45 at any time, which is 7 handles, is closed at 1257.64. If I go down and close below that half bar, that's going to be the start of a reversal. What will be important will be the volume involved between that buyer and that seller and who's getting powered. Now, either that bull is going to get powered or that bear is going to get powered. I don't know which one, and we don't care. However, we will know before the move happens, and what we're looking for, if we start to fade to these numbers and we start to break below that 1220 week half bar, 1250.45, that would be the beginning phase of a reversal in the brain. And it's accurate because the ratio is going negative. It's descending in value, which makes lower prices on when things start to reverse and come down these lines. Remember, it's 4.77 per line priced for January 3rd, and you're looking for a weekly close below this. If you get a weekly, so let's take a look at this half bar right here. Okay, that's this bar right here, 1227 bar, 1257.04. Now, if I can't close above, if I have resistance at 1257.04, well then I'm going to start looking at buying that 1260 put on the S&P. Because if there is going to be a beginning reversal in January 3rd and throughout January, there will be one. Doesn't mean it has to be on the first day. We're just going to know exactly what to do, MMTs, and what side of the market we want to get on. So basically, if we do a reversal, it would be half bar. Half bar close was 1257.64. This half bar will be 100% right at 1257.04. Now, when we go down, descend in value, that means that everything over here is going to be descending in value at what goes on here. You know, it's closed right now, so, but this never lies to you, MMTs. It's always accurate. You don't have any emotion in your transaction like the public does. They can't even make a transaction. They're sitting there, and every time you get a wiggle and jiggle, they don't have any accuracy like you do, MMT. Bottom line, the truth speaks for itself. So on the reversal, that's what you're looking for. And it would be negative volume that would start out on the daily, the 60-minute, and the 15-minute. If there are 3 or 4 negative price action bars on the 60-minute, well, then you know that that's right where the turn is starting, and you would start adding positions immediately so you can get the wholesale put option if there's a reversal, or if there's going to be a breakout, you could get the out of the money 1260 call up to that that delta. Let's see where in the brain where we can go. Let's see here. Let's go in here. Let's go above the delta. This is all on Monday. Heck, if we go up 3 deltas, that's 1273, 1267, 1262 will be the next resistance in the brain. 1262 on the S&P 500. That's 1 delta. 2 delta, 1267, 3 delta, 1273, 4 delta, 1278, 5 delta up to 1283, 6 delta, 1288, 7 delta, 1293, 8 delta, 1298, 9 delta, 1303, and finally a 10 delta is 1309. Those are the resistance levels going up. And also going down on the S&P, you got 1247, 1242, 1237, 1231, 1226, 1221, 1216, 1211, 1206, and let it stop at 1206 MMTs. That's a 10 delta movement on the opposite side in case there's a reversal. And the other one that I just described, 10 deltas up to 1309. Let's see if we can go up to 5 deltas, negative or positive. I could care less. That's how you're going to get on that right side of that market, MMTs. And it's all going to be those numbers, MMTs. And we'll be talking about it during the live trading room when we're looking at those S&P 500 call options or put options. But remember, MMTs. We are going to put in a top sometime in January. I already know, and it can come quick. We'll let the buyer and the seller show their hand in your market maker platform. You will have the right decision. Just remember, MMTs, the public model that's been around since day one is they always make the same reactions at about the same time in your platform. That's why it's all priced in for you. It's already previously priced in what January 3rd is going to be as far as that price action for that day and for a week, because it is a weekly chart. So what I am going to do for the MMTs is I'm going to let you look at something on a daily basis. And this is a daily right here where my cursor is, MMTs. This is where it started out. And a daily movement, which is a half delta, is going to be $2.57 on the S&P 500 on January 3rd. MMTs, look at those gauges, bid, pop, and band. When these gauges are working nice, MMTs, and they're popping that way, you know you're long all day. And it's so nice to sit here and just watch your ratios working for you when the market's open. Right now, it just has an error because the market's closed. That's okay. Let's take a look, MMTs. I'm going to pull up the hood just a little bit more. And then I'm going to do your delta expansion and contraction. What this line is, new MMTs, this is a proprietary market maker price action movement line that helps you decipher between the strength of a move. And what we're going to really take a look at on a daily level, we're going to go right here where we put this top in. And we pull back, and then these narrow range daily moves up is not what you like. You like these fatter daily moves. But the market took what it could get. It held half of the SMF bar on this area of support. This was on 1214, and that's 1242.38 on a daily. Now, let's get over here where January, now this bar right here, MMTs, was on another date. And it was obviously on 1222. And the half bar was 1256.32. Now, on a daily level, you don't want to see the bear if you're short. If the MMT is trading that ratio, then that ratio has to clock a certain way for the downside move to come in. So closing below half of this bar, once again, it's all going to get right back there at this daily topping narrow range. This is holiday week right here. So here, let's just do one more thing for you. Let's zoom in only right here. There we go. So let's take a look at the teeny tops. Here they are at price action. These lines were populated for January 3rd, but you can see how accurate the public responds and the same transaction behavior over and over again. So that's what it prices out. We have a reversal here, but there's no volume reversal here. But there's a price action descending value going on. And basically, let's take a look in the brain and see what the upper daily looks like. So what did we close at on the S&P? We closed at, again, 1257.64. So if I go a half delta up, that's 1260. We already know a 1.5 delta is 1265 at resistance. A 2.5 is going to be 1270 in the S&P on a 2.5. A 3.5 is going to be a 1275. A 4.5 is going to be that 1280. Okay. And MMTs, this is all, that 5.5 is going to be 1285 MMTs. So when I get to, let's say, 6.5, that's 1291. And a 7.5 is 1296 MMTs. 8.5 is 1301. Now, that's what's in the middle for tomorrow on a daily level. And it will be either descending or ascending MMTs. I've got to break out higher. So that means that those upper resistance levels that's in the S&P in your platform, those are your prices. That's not a public model price, MMT. No, it's not. MMTs, that's the directional movement you're going to be looking for. And breaking and sliding the bid half bar and or walking the dog, and the higher half delta breakouts you have on a 60 minutes going to equal that price, and it's going to put you on the call side versus the put side. Because if we understand, we won't be wrong on those price action lines. That's how the public is going to respond. Once they start to respond, then you're going to come in slightly ahead of that response at the price action response line there and make your transaction either long or short on the S&P, and you've been given a gift. Today's date, 1/1/2011. I will be doing the mathematical formulas MMTs for the whole year on the S&P sometime in January.